Hey, what's up, my friends? John Hiley here with the Tactical Dent YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be going over this glue pull. Now, I did do a full blow hour tutorial, but for y'all that can't sit through a 1 hour tutorial, I went ahead and sped this one up. So this is going to be a much more condensed version, about 13 minutes. And you can see there is a little bit of cracked paint up there at the top. It's actually stressed. That made this repair much more difficult because it is a full glue pull on this cab corner. Now I sped this up 5x. So again, those of you who cannot sit through a full blow 1 hour video, I did this for you. And so you're getting everything that I had in the previous one, but it's just sped up. And so the narration is going to be much quicker. And so here we go, just taking some of them glue pulls. And just a heads up, y'all, this is Anson collision glue that I'm starting out with. I use multiple glues here, and that is a VIP slide hammer, and these are Atlas Titan tabs. Those of you that know my trainings from the past, I'm still loving the Atlas Titans. I mean, this was done 2026. And the Atlas Titans are one of my favorite. These are the football-shaped, oval-shaped ones. I want them ovals to get down in there to the depth of that dent while I am taking my pulls. Now, listen, if you ever tackle one of these, y'all, I wasn't even sure this one was going to come out, to be honest with you. I just had some time. It was wintertime here in Texas, and so had the guy bring it to me, started working, and here we go. So now I am tapping with a soft tip. These are the, I believe they're polypropylene tips. You see me fooling around with that little spot at the top. I'm like, oh, make sure that stays together. And so the polypropylene tips that are rubber, they're sold from Anson Dent Tools. It's a pink tip. They're kind of replacing the soft tips of the past. And so I still find application for the soft tips, but I'm loving these new tips from Anson Dent Tools. And so here we go. This is still the Anson collision glue here at the beginning. And truth be told, I got all kinds of glue here, and I believe that I ran out of this stuff, so I switched it up. I'll switch it up a little bit later. I go into, I definitely used the Hall glue on this, but once we get to the glues, I use some tab weld on it as well. If any of you guys are wondering who may be new to paintless dent removal, this is right here where you can see it turned gray kind of. So I had to stick a tab weld in there. But any of you guys who are new to paintless dent removal, what I'm using to prep the panel, clean the panel, this is 99% alcohol. You can buy that on Amazon in the gallon. It used to be hard to come by, so we would all use denatured alcohol. And then, everybody's so scared of denatured alcohol, but I don't know. I've done my research. It seems to have the exact same effects as 99% alcohol, but hey, there's a rumor out there that it'll just kill you, even though I used it for years and years and years. So here we go. This is sped up, y'all. You can see the crease right there in the middle already narrowing. And one of the things that I want you to notice is that my light is going with the crease. Now, in other circumstances, I would be maybe starting the dent with the light from another angle. I always follow the line of the crease. So wherever the crease is going to be, wherever the line is going to be, or the general direction of the dent, I'm going to start it out with my light going with that direction. Now, as you begin repairing, and a lot of this begins to unlock, it is going to send creases and waves and things like that in the opposite direction. And we'll get to that. So here you go. I'm also using, that's a RoboTab down there. That's for that gnarly little one there, was on the edge corner. So stick a little RoboTab on there. That I'm using a Pro PDR Solutions Mini Lifter. Clean it off. This right here is all the tab weld right now. So I think I had one glue stick of tab weld left, and I've been in this mood where I'm testing different glues all the time. And so a lot of times in Texas, and the weather is so different, during the winter, it could be really warm and humid one day, and then it could be like freezing cold the next day. So you find yourself switching glues a lot during the wintertime. There's my heat gun setup. Yes, I took a dent removal stand, put the heat gun on it. Again, cold here in Texas. I feel like some of that tab weld was starting to get a little brittle on the pull off. And what sucks, the one thing that I love tab weld because it pulls hard, but the one thing I feel like it has a little more, that little debris that I'm scrubbing off there than some of the other glues. I guess you could say it might harden a little quicker than some of the other ones. And so this is me going after that crown. Guys, every time I take a pull, I'm tapping around it because these pulls are so hard that they're bringing up metal around it, but not fully pulling the center because the center is so deep. But I promise you, a lot of times if you're glue pulling, especially in an area like this where you got tons of stability, this area is not going to oil can. It's just rock solid stability here. But I can promise you that if you keep tapping around and pulling, keep tapping around and pulling, eventually you will get it. Now, some of you guys were asking how long this repair took. The full repair took 10 hours. Now, you'll see at the end what it looks like. I know you have not seen that yet. And so don't even try to be impressed. So hopefully I can impress you at the end. A lot of people are telling me that it was faked or something, even though I've got the video, and I don't know if I put it in this one, but I've got the video of the little paint stress mark still there. The original paint stress mark I showed at the beginning, I got the video of it still there at the end. And so this was not painted, and I have proof. It's crazy and nowadays in paintless dent removal when you got to like highlight the imperfections on the panel just so because people are going to say, he's full of shit, or don't believe that. Well, look, guys, you're watching it right here in front of your eyes. It's disappearing right here in front of your eyes, pull by pull. We really get that in the short videos, though. The shorts, man, they're too short to put the whole process in there, so people immediately disbelieve. You see me kind of touching it, rubbing it, feeling it. That's the body man in me right there. When you rub the panels, every body man dent guy knows what I'm talking about. Right there is the switch to the. I'm using hog glue. Okay, so hog glue is a glue made by Anson PDR Tools, and it is orange, and it's made for Harley Davidsons. It's Harley Davidson orange, but it's made for essentially motorcycle glue pull. And if there was anything that was close to the feel of a motorcycle, would be these cab corners right here on that rounded edge. And so, hey, if it's good enough for a motorcycle, then it's definitely good enough here. And here's the deal. You're seeing a little mixture of the glues. A lot of times you'll see a little bit of orange and a little bit of gray. Well, that's when the two glues, the previous glue and the new glue, is coming together as we're pumping it out. And then here we go, just cleaning it up one step at a time. All right, dropping it in there, testing it out, taking the pull. There we go. Getting that all cleaned up. All right, so now is when I'm going to come down here and I'm looking at it from the opposite direction because, again, we got the crease out from that direction, but if you really pay attention to the reflections, you see all the little lines going from left to right. What does that mean? That means that I had to beat this thing from left to right, from left to right, from left to right as I'm opening up that crease. Now I've got to go in looking down this at more of a traditional way that you would look down a rail. So I'm kind of looking up the tube, okay, if that makes sense. And you'll see a little bit more as I begin finishing out because this is a critical angle here. A lot of times you'll get that big center out and you just got to realize it's just going to look like shit from the other angle, because you got to come down here and you got to look at it from this angle. This is called cross-checking. You got to cross-check, my friends. That knockdown I'm using there, I love that thing too. So now you see me kind of open it up with the blending hammer. Now I wish I could, I probably could have used the glasses here. I used it in some cases, but I just want to show you what I'm doing here. I'm looking up the tube and blending because I'm trying to get everything softened up so I can take my glue pulls and they will actually pull the metal the way that I need it to pull the metal, which is from this particular angle. Now at this point, I'm even eventually going to go into the round tabs. And when I go to the round tabs, I'm going to be using the super straights. You kind of see here, these are called the super straights. And I fell in love with these tabs. They're from Black Plague. And when you buy the kit, you need to buy the receiver. It's like a triangle there that you put the robo lifter on. You also got to buy some extension feet for your robo lifter. Definitely worth the investment. It's definitely worth the change. But you guys, look how much this is cleaning up at this particular point. Now, look, I know it's a sped up video. Again, I've got the full hour length video. If you just go down and look for it, it's there. It's probably a month behind this one. So here we go. Sorry, guys, I don't know how to do the fancy YouTube stuff where they put the link on the screen or anything like that. So you'll find it. You'll see it. Look, you can see up top, too. That crack is still there. If you go back, you guys, all y'all that's saying this is not true, go back to that little swipe that you just seen right there where you see that little stress in the paint. You know, this is one of the deals where the client, he saved a decent chunk of money from the body shop. Any body man knows you got to pull the bed off to paint this and the glass. And then also matching the red from panel to panel. And not to mention the amount of Bondo you'd have to put in this thing. It really is a better alternative here than this particular spot on a truck. Especially a nice newer truck like this. That somebody loves. And here we go. There's the buffing. In all honesty, I missed it in this shot, but I did do a little bit of wet sanding on there because, man, you just had to. All right, there's the finished product, guys. Take a look at that. And I'm going to show you here because, you know, I didn't drill any holes. You really can't drill any holes in these door jambs anyway to get any access at all. And so this is one of the most challenging glue pulls that I've ever done. And to say it's perfect would be no, it's definitely not perfect. But to the client, it looked perfect. And in these shop lights, it looks pretty good. Outside, it looks even better. But this is a detailed. I'm showing you guys the details, the truth. And here's a look at it. No holes were drilled on this process. None. So right there it is, my friends. I'll take it outside, let y'all take a peek outside of what it looks like. And the client, he stops by here all the time. You know, when you fix a dent like this for somebody, they become your friend. All right, so let's jump up there. Take a look. There it is, y'all. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys for coming along. I know this was sped up. Watch the longer version. If you want to watch the longer version, you can really catch all the tinier little details. But as usual, I'll see you on the next one.